Hey guys, what's up? This is Kris and it's week 56 of It's Tea Time. The question this week is, what do we think about the Canadian couple who have had a third child and with their third child have withheld the gender to their family, friends and the media public? I think this is a really good topic to discuss. I'm really glad this was brought up. For me, I can see both sides of how this can be a negative and a positive. I'll start with the negatives, I guess. I think that it's important to still teach a child about gender norms and the expectations of what is placed on males and females in society, simply so that that child has the ability to be able to have an awareness of the type of society we live in. Whether that's a positive or negative experience is different for each person, but it's important to still teach, I think, what those gender norms are so that the child can have somewhat more of a smooth developmental progress. In saying that though, I think that it's great to be gender variant at the same time, and allowing your children to express what gender they feel like they belong to, or if they don't belong to either, or if they feel like they belong to both, or whatever. But I think it's still important to teach those gender expectations, I guess. I think for me, I was really ecstatic when I saw this. It was actually on the front page of our Melbourne magazine that's released daily and given out for free to people catching public transport through the city. So it was really publicised all over the world, obviously, and we got a lot of it here as well. So I think that that's where more my issue comes with this, is because the most important thing is supposed to be for the child, and I think in one sense it's great that the parents have decided to be open to allowing their child to choose their own gender. I think my problem with it is that it was publicised, and now that child is actually going to feel a lot of pressure to choose a gender, more so than what other children would be. And there's going to be other influences other than the parents, which is going to affect the child. And like another guy said on his video, you'd have to pretty much keep the kid in a bubble to have not those influences happen. But look, I think it's still great that, and the parents are still a really huge role model for kids. So, especially in the first early years, that's quite huge. But, there is a lot of other influences, and younger kids have access to technology and things now that educate them. And, yeah, I think that, like I said, I think that, I don't think that these parents have deliberately done this for some sort of test or experiment. I think that they're people with really good morals who can think a lot broader than other people in society. I think the downfall is that they shouldn't have put this through the media and allowed their family to live the way that they wanted to without having now all this media focus and expectations on everyone else in the world who's now having an opinion about the way that they want to operate as a family. So I think that's where really, I feel negative about the situation. But I think it's, terrific in the same sense that allowing children to be able to have that chance to define themselves, and that they can be that open-minded to not restrict their children into that either. I mean, they have two other sons who have got long hair and have painted their nails and that sort of thing. And the fact that they've been able to be flexible and open with gender with those two kids, I think is really good. I think there needs to be a lot more parents out there that do have that openness about not just about gender, but about however that child is, whatever they're turning into and what they're becoming, that's part of who they are as a person, and it's important to validate that. So yeah, I put my hands down to them. I think that they are really brave for doing this. But yeah, I think the only other thing as well is that, you know, a lot of people are quick to judge this, but they haven't actually, like, people haven't even really acknowledged the fact that the child could possibly be intersex. And I know if I had a child, I would most likely, you know, like I said before, teach them, you know, show them what's for girls, what's for boys, or whatever. You know, probably not even consciously, but if they, you know, if we were out in the shops and they wanted to buy a toy or get clothes or something that was the opposite gender, I wouldn't have a problem with it. So, but yeah, I think that in that sense, you're still allowing the child to choose their own gender, but without having all this media focus on it. So, yeah, I think that this is really good for the education for other people to be able to have a bit more awareness and open-mindedness about, you know, the differences of gender, and I think that this is going to be beneficial to the trans community by pushing so many people worldwide to think about this. Most people just act and don't even think about things like this. A lot of people don't anyway in the world, and when these sort of things are brought up, especially when they're on the front page of magazines, it challenges people to question that stuff, and I think that that's really good and really healthy for society to have those challenges. So this article, I was really stoked when I saw this because I knew it would challenge a lot of people, which I think is really important for our society to evolve and progress. So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about that, guys. I hope I didn't offend anyone. I guess, yeah, I can just see it from different stance, but at the end of the day, the most important thing I think is what's better for the child, and if this is something that's going to allow the child to be open to whoever they are, more so then good for them. I think that, you know, a lot of people can learn a lot from this family. So anyway, that's it, guys. I'm still not feeling that crash hot, still sick from last week, so I'm just going to leave it at that. And yeah, hope you guys are well, and I'll catch you next week. Ciao.